Today on LSE Share Talk, we're joined by the Managing Director, Greg Kuenzel from Noricum Gold. Greg, good morning.
Morning, Alex. How are you?
I'm very good. Thank you for talking to us so early on a Monday morning.
No problem at all. Very happy to.
I've just been watching the activity with your company. Obviously, the last time I think we spoke was at the Walsall show when we met down there.
It was, yeah. Yep, that's right.
It's been quite a long time. You've been quite busy. I'm just looking at just to pick up on the first one, the RNS on the 1st of July. The agreement, acquired interest in the Georgian prospect. Can you touch on that, please, for investors?
Yeah, no, of course. Look, this is quite an exciting addition to the portfolio for us. David Gureggi is quite an advanced polymetallic project which sits right in the middle of the license areas. Well, our license areas sit around this. It sits right between our partners' two existing producing mines. It's a prospect that we very much would have liked to have had included in the license package from day one, back when we acquired this project in July, but for various reasons it didn't make up. Didn't make it into it. I think partly because it is such a high quality project. Not that the rest aren't, but because of its advanced nature, it was something that our partner had sort of considered that he might continue to do some work on and advance himself. But look, we made it very clear from day one that we would be interested in doing a deal on it. And we've sort of maintained that over the last 12 months. And then I guess towards the end of last year, beginning of this year, when we commenced our sort of proper field programs, we agreed with our partner that he agreed that once we'd hit a couple milestones, and I guess proved to him that we were going to be making rapid progress on the existing licenses, that David Gureggi would come back onto the table. And look, we met those milestones. One of them was getting the IP equipment in country and getting that underway. Another was related to certain levels of staffing, which we've now got in country, in particular having a full-time chief geologist on the ground. And the others were related to the drill programs that we've just completed or are still underway on the existing projects. And look, I think partly it was proving ourselves to our partner. Although there'd been a relationship there for a while, we as Noricum were relatively new, and I think from both sides we all wanted to make sure that we were getting on well together, and he wanted to make sure that we were going to make the type of progress that that originally drove him to do the deal. And we met those milestones. So when we did, David Gureggi came back on the table. Look, as I said, it fits very nicely into our existing portfolio because of its advanced nature. I mean, if you look at the sort of what we're working on at the moment and the plans for the next 12 to 18 months, we've got the relatively small starter pits, but they validate the process. They get us mining. They make sure we've got the processing and production agreements in place with our partner. But they are still, they're still relatively small. We've then got the big underlying JORC resource that, as we progress these starter pits, the plan is that we continue to work on that, converting the Soviet resource to JORC. But that's an ongoing process. That's 12, 18, 24-month process. What this project does is it sits something that is of a significant size. I mean, if you look at the existing resource, if we just focus on the gold, we've got over 400,000 ounces of relatively high-grade gold, lots of underground development, easy access. But the drilling that had been undertaken to date, the 25,000 odd metres, is focused on a very, very small part of what is a large mineralised system. So this sits right. This sort of sits right in the middle. So we've got the easily accessible early stage targets, but small. We've now got the scalable, much larger, very advanced project that can then sit in the middle, and then underlying that, we've still got the multi-million ounces, million tons copper, and everything else that we will gradually work on proving up. I think it's important to note that this project doesn't change the strategy and the focus at the moment. I mean, it really is it's sort of a piece of the overall strategy that was missing, but we'd always been very confident we'd be able to get a hold of, and it just now slots right in the middle. So, look, it's very exciting from a sort of a growth and a strategy perspective, particularly over the short term, over the next 6 to 12 months. I guess the other thing that's worth noting is, I mean, it will be a pure earn-in. There's no shares or stock being paid for the acquisition of this.
Yeah.
We have advanced the negotiations on the final terms, and we're very comfortable with them. And once we do have a legally binding agreement in place, we will announce that. We didn't want to wait though for the time required to get all the legal documents finalised. We really wanted to be able to get out there now. We're in the middle of summer. We've got 3 months of perfect opportunity to get out there and get this program underway, as well as what we're currently working on, which is why we decided to move forward with this. We've structured it as from a perspective that we're doing due diligence, but to be honest, we are comfortable enough with the historic work we've seen on this asset that this isn't due diligence that we has a risk that is going to throw something up that makes us not want to do it. I mean, the work we are undertaking now is effectively a first phase work program, which will include underground drilling as well. So it's going to be very exciting next few months. I guess just on that, it's important to note that what we have agreed with our partner is that any money that we spend on the due diligence process will ultimately come off our earning.
Right,
so yeah, so no.
I like what you're saying there as well, as rather than sit and wait, because you've got the weather window as well now. You can push on with it.
Well, we do, and yeah, exactly. And look, it is advanced enough that this work we are doing now is late stage development. This project it's underground, but it's in the side of a hill, so we're not talking having to do big declines and shafts or anything. But it's got an existing 6 kilometres of underground development, which gives us access to the mineralisation. Again, as I said, lots of drilling and enough work done that the historic work that's been done to date has already identified ore-bearing zones. Very good widths up to 20 odd metres, and significant high grades. I mean, up to over 50 grams per tonne of gold, lots of silver, copper, lead, zinc. So no, it's very exciting, and we're going to be able to really, I guess, hit the ground running because of that development, and get in there and start to do proper work pretty much immediately.
The thing I picked up as well on the RNS and the Festa July, you raised 1.1 million, so you're fully funded. But the thing I really did pick on is it's very tight with new and existing shareholders. So it's looking very interesting. It
is. I mean, the placing was
subscribed.
It was significantly oversubscribed. But look, we made the decision that we'd stick with taking what we initially wanted. It lets us advance. It lets us significantly advance David Gureggi while we continue with the existing plans at Governo Bornesi and Stel Sapelli. So look, no, it was good to see such a high. Yeah, look, it was a really strong level of support, and most of that support came from existing shareholders, plus a couple existing, long-term existing shareholders who continued to back the company and management. So no, it was very exciting to be able to get that done very quickly, and we can now get our heads down and continue to get on with it.
Now, by the way, that's great. The thing I would ask today, if anybody's listening to this, if you would be kind enough to, Greg, maybe in the near future, if we could get some questions from shareholders, across social media, off the bulletin boards, could we put them to you, them questions? Would you be open for that?
No problem at all, Alex. Very, very, very happy to do that. Yeah,
because obviously I'm just looking at your past RNSs, and you've got such a news flow. You seem to be quite liquid and moving forward fast.
Yeah, well, No, that's right. And, at the moment, we obviously, we've been talking about David Goreggi. We've still got drill programs underway. We've just completed drilling at the copper target at Caverna Bolnese. So look, the next few months, through summer, leading into the back end of the year, there's going to be a lot of news, a lot of progress. We'll be finalising very shortly the production and processing agreement with our local partner that I think is going to be very exciting and very well received by shareholders in the market. So no, it's a lot of news coming up and very exciting times.
And definitely, Greg. We've followed your story for a while now, and it's a really interesting story, and it's something we want to follow along the road. But thanks very much for taking the time to talk to us this morning. You've been fantastic, mate.
No problem. Thanks for your time, Alex.
Cheers, Greg. You're a gent.
Okay, cheers.